Alright, so let's start. So we continue with our laws of Tzedakah. And we're in chapter 3. Chapter 3, and our topic where we left off, because there are many examples. It was actually exception in the minimal amount of limitation. Minimal amount of limitation. So we said, so a woman, right? So a woman can give money if her husband agree, right? Where basically we said all of the money that she makes belongs to the husband because he's obligated to support her. No, so now whatever she makes, it actually belongs to him, and whatever she brings into the marriage, there are two types of properties, for example, right? We're not going to go into it, but he derives the benefit. Maybe even in some cases the property could be on her name, right? But he benefit, meaning if it's apartment, let's say apartment, and they rent apartment, so he gets the money. Okay. Then we have a working woman, so meaning she makes her own money, and there was consent with a husband that he is not obligated to support her, so now he actually supported him, and she can spend more money, right, on tzedakah. Then the woman runs household, right, so she's in charge, and of course, so her husband basically does not care. I mean, he just makes money and wants her to pay all of the bills, to pay all of to give tzedakah and stuff like that. So, but we said also, if we know that if he would not be very happy, like for example on good meat he would not be, so would not object, but on tzedakah he would. So of course, even though he is not checking upon her, like not micromanaging her, but still it would not be allowed. Okay, so next one. A husband is a mochel. I'm sorry. If husband is a mochel, objects. Moche. Okay, sorry. No, not mochel. Moche. Even though we have just established some instances where married women may give large donations, if it is known that the husband objects, it would be prohibited to accept tzedakah from her under any circumstances, which would even include accepting small donations from her. In the case of a woman who works and earns him the money, it would also be prohibited to accept tzedakah from her, since, as we have previously learned, that a woman possesses technically possessions, probably. Okay, technically belong to her husband. There are, however, number of exceptions to the above halacha, as we will explain below. Okay, so before we explain below, so let's try to understand. So meaning of this paragraph is when husband objects. So, and if it was like previous agreement, as we said, like if they she said that you're not obligated to support me any longer, right? It's one of the three obligations. So okay, so she can give. But now we said this. So let's read again, and we're going to explain line by line. Even though we have just established some instances when the married woman may give large donations. So we said all of this, like when we just overview, it is. If it is known that husband objects, it would be prohibited to accept tzedakah from her under any circumstances. So if everybody knows that her husband is cheap, so we said one of the things that we said, not in the review, but in last time we said, if she would say, my husband allows me to give this tzedakah, right? Whatever, even large amounts. So we're not obligated to go and to him and ask him. right? But if it's a known fact that he's a stingy person, so meaning what? Most likely he did not. So she's just making up things, and he never allowed her to give such a tzedakah. So it's basically it's going to be stealing. It's not her money, it's his money, and it's going to be stealing. And this guy who takes the money, right, believes her. So I mean, as we said, there is no mitzvah to be stupid, right? So if the thing is most likely to be stolen, so you're not allowed to buy from the thief, right, or to take the things from the thief. Okay, this would even eventually accepting a small donation from her, right? So forget about large donation, even small donation, if we know that he is very cheap. In this case, a woman who works and earns the money, it would also prohibit it to accept tzedakah from her, right? Meaning why? Meaning that because the husband objects. So just because she works, it does not mean that they went into disagreement. Because to go into disagreement, I think you have to rewrite ksuba. It's not such an easy thing. Just because she's working does not mean that she's in charge of her own money, right? Since we have previously learned that a woman's possessions, possessions technically belong to the husband. Okay, so we're not allowed to take these large amounts from him. Okay, there are, however, a number of exceptions to the above halacha, as will be explained below. So we're going to go into these exceptions. So now, like when they send donations, for example, to Beezrat Hashem, so many times like we do not know who sent, right? And sometimes like I give you one example. Some lady comments on our YouTube channel, but she uses her husband's account. So it's actually a man's name, but we know that it is lady. Or like some people have a picture like I would say that it's a girlish picture, but it's actually a guy. I'm not sure. Maybe I think he's okay. He's normal, straight, but he has this picture. So if you ask me, I would say maybe most likely it's a woman, but he called himself he. Okay, so basically we do not know. That's why, and we're not obligated to investigate everybody. Okay. But we're talking about the person who collects, and he actually in front of, like, he meets all of these people personally. So exceptions, I guess. Prior obligation. A woman who accepted upon herself, while she was still single, to give a certain sum to tzedakah, and did not redeem her obligation prior to getting married, is still obligated to pay it after she marries. Since halachically a married woman money belongs to her husband, he is responsible to honor her commitment. So it's very interesting. So let's read it again, and we're going to explain. A woman who accepted upon herself while she was still single to give certain sum to tzedakah. So she was single, and she said, "I'm going to give a lot. I don't know, $5,000. I don't know, a lot to tzedakah." She was making 10,000 a year, right? So, and now of course it would take her several years to do that, right? And she got married, and now this when the husband, when this person got married to her, so he actually inherited all of her debts, right? During when they're already married, I'm not sure if he's responsible for her debts. We're going to see. I think not, right? But before they got married, absolutely. Okay. So now, like, they actually obligated to repay, right? Since halachically a married woman's money belongs to her husband, he's responsible to honor all her commitment, and it's not. And you cannot easily cancel this. Wow, you understand? It's also very interesting. Okay. Next one, family members. A woman of the means may continue to give money to the members of your family who are poor, even against the wishes of your husband. Of course, this is only applied provided that they can afford to give that amount to tzedakah. As we have previously established, a husband and a wife should always discuss these issues. So that's what we said, I don't know, last time or the time before, when we're talking about the shidduchim. So that's the question that you must ask. One of the questions. So if you're single, make it part of your list of the questions. Not what color you like, ask for color, ask what kind of dish they like, meat, soup, whatever, vegetables, whatever they like. But this is very, very important. Like ask that person, the other side, how, what do you think? For example, she's she's a nurse, right? She's not. She's making her living, right? So, but she has a mother that sick. Right, and she needs like some extra medicine that is not covered by insurance, or covered like 20% by insurance. Very expensive, so she must like support her mother. You understand? So all of these questions must be asked before they get married. Otherwise, like when they get married. So he said, "Look, I like your mother very much, but now you belong to me, and I want to buy Mercedes. Like your mother." Okay, maybe she can go with Advil, right? Why does she need all of these expensive shots? You understand? So all of these things must be like like if it's existing situation, so you have to discuss before. And we always advise people, and sometimes people feel uncomfortable and they ask all of this stupid question of the world and not the real question, right? You have to know like who you're going to be married to. Okay. So one more time quickly, a woman of the means, meaning that she has money, so it's not like last money, may continue to give money to the members of your family who are poor. So it could be tzedakah, you can take it from Maaser technically, if it's poor people, right? Even against her husband's wishes. Okay, so because she's in some sense, she's obligated, but it's her husband, so it's not. It says she can do it, but it's not such an easy situation. So in some sense that it could be considered as stealing. So we have to be very careful. Of course, this is only applied provided that they can afford to give the amount of tzedakah. So it cannot be taken from the family budget, right? So they trying to survive here themselves, and now he or she take, like she in this case, take a lot of money and send to her mother. Okay, that's it's not going to work very well. As we have previously established, a husband and a wife should always discuss these issues. Okay, and I know of the case. I have a few cases when a woman was like a housewife and only a few kids. Right, and the husband was making good money, and she had a mother, right? She's like on SSI or something, like some public assistance. I don't know, like not very rich person. And this like after some years, so they bought like this wife of his bought to the mother like apartment. So the guy was like in shock. He told me, like, I understand. I'm looking at the bills. I know that money is like going somewhere. I have no idea where they're going, but I make so much money, and it's like we almost broke every time. So, but Baruch Hashem, it was after some years it was clear. So she was like actually like channeling the money to the mother. Okay, is it allowed? Absolutely not.